Okay, first off, I want to welcome everyone to the Tampa Bay Regional Operational Center for Florida Department of Law Enforcement. I'm FDLE Commissioner Mark Glass, and joining me today in this announcement is Special Agent in Charge Mark Brutnell of the Tampa Bay Regional Operational Center, Assistant Police Chief Kevin Tyree, and Lieutenant Ken Aspadia. I'll make sure I said that right this time. Aspadia of Seminole Police Department, the Honorable Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister, the Honorable State Attorney Susie Lopez from the 13th Judicial Circuit, and FBI Special Agent in Charge Matt Fodor of the FBI Tampa Division. And what we're here today is to talk about and announce the arrest of Brian Eckley, who has been charged with 2 counts of making, possessing, throwing, projecting, placing, or discharging any destructive device. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to hear from these individuals here behind me is an example of partnership through the criminal justice community, especially in the Tampa Bay region. And you're also going to see and hear about just good old-fashioned police work, sharing of information between agencies of intelligence, informations on leads, information, good old gumshoe type police work that we all look and love to hear about. But I want to stress again, this is about a strong partnership in the Tampa Bay region you have here in the criminal justice community. It is a wonderful thing to see. It's a wonderful thing to be part of the state of Florida. Florida is a law and order state. Governor DeSantis and the cabinet and the legislators have all given us every tool and opportunity to make this a law and order state. So I want to thank them personally, and it makes our jobs a whole lot easier when we try to do this and to keep Florida safe. I want to commend the excellent work of FDLE and our partner agencies, investigators and analysts on this case, and the forensic scientists, which is, you're going to hear about that, the forensic scientists for ensuring that this dangerous criminal is taken off our street. Now, without further ado, I'm going to pass this over to Special Agent.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioner Glass, for that introduction. Before I set the stage on how we got here today, I want to just personally thank the entire investigative team who worked very diligently on this case. We have a few of those members here today. We have Ryan Bailey. We have division here. Great team effort on this case. But also I want to give a big thanks to our State Attorney, Susie Lopez, for her continued support and guidance as this case now moves into the prosecutorial phase. I can honestly say that Susie was with us day one of this, giving us guidance and any kind of resource we would need. So how did we get here? So on September 29th and into the early morning hours of September 30th, an unknown suspect placed 2 remote-controlled improvised explosive devices into 2 men's restrooms at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. One of the devices was discovered by an employee who immediately did the right thing and reported it, and the casino was evacuated. Ultimately, a second device was located, causing even further disruptions of service to the business. The Seminole Police Department, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office bomb squad responded and rendered both devices safe. The Seminole Police Department called on FDLE to investigate, and we launched a joint criminal investigation with Seminole, Hillsborough SO, and the FBI. All we had that morning was that we had an unknown suspect who we know had just placed 2 dangerous devices in a public place, and he might do it again. We had 0 leads, nothing to go on. Immediately, we launched a full-scale investigation to identify and arrest this individual before we could do it again. Through our investigation, we pretty quickly discovered that an unknown male was behaving very suspiciously in the casino 3 days prior, September 25th. And he was observed driving a white Ford Explorer. This Explorer had very unique characteristics which allowed the team to quickly identify the previous owner of that vehicle. As a result of numerous interviews, surveillance, and more importantly, attention to detail, our team was able to determine that Brian Eckley purchased that Explorer under an alias, using a burner cell phone, and paying for the car in cash. Agents also learned that Eckley had been arrested by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office just 2 days prior, on September 27th, for an aggravated assault with a firearm. This is on the 27th, 2 days prior to the issue at the casino on the 29th. Our team and forensic scientists compared evidence from the 27th arrest for the aggravated assault with a firearm to the forensic evidence we have from the 29th, and we have a match. That's how we identified Brian Eckley. I can't underscore enough that this individual, Mr. Eckley, tried everything he could to conceal his identity. He used a mask, as you can see in the photo there. He used an alias. He used several burner cell phones. He used cash transactions. More importantly, the Seminole Hard Rock has a great video system, and you can see him clearly altering the way he walks throughout the casino to try to throw off any sort of lead that we could garner that way. In my 29 years doing this, I got to say that he was very good, but we're better. We caught him. That's why we're here today. So now he will be held accountable for his actions, and actions that could have endangered many lives. Again, I cannot thank the investigative team here enough, the agents that are here today, the analysts, the detectives, the scientists who behind the scenes do excellent work. They made this arrest possible despite 2 hurricanes hitting during this investigation. So kind of a ironic twist to the story was this was on September 29th, early into September 30th. He was arrested yesterday, 30 days from the beginning of this to the end, and that's with 2 hurricanes that came through. We've got members on this team that were impacted directly by these hurricanes, and still, with all these issues going on, they were still dedicated to their profession and the pursuit of public safety and justice, and got this guy where he needs to be in custody within 30 days. So now, State Attorney Lopez and her office will continue this great work in the prosecution phase, as they always do. At this point, I'm going to pass it over to Lieutenant Azaria. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry, LT, from the Seminole Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Seminole Police Department and the Seminole Tribe of Florida, I want to acknowledge and thank the organizations and individuals who have been instrumental in helping us make this important arrest today. Their cooperation and support has been invaluable as we have all worked very closely throughout this investigation. I particularly want to thank the exceptional investigative technology tools used to identify and arrest this dangerous suspect. Public safety is our highest priority, and your teamwork and expertise have helped us to ensure public safety. Thank you.
An example of how our law enforcement partners work together to keep our community safe. It took a lot of work behind the scenes to piece this case together in just 30 days. And the State Attorney's Office is so proud to have played a role in that. And because of the work of all the agencies involved, we have a very dangerous individual off the streets and behind bars where he belongs. The Hard Rock is a place where not only our community members, but also tourists, people who come here to visit, go to let their hair down and to have a good time. It is absolutely unfathomable to think that this defendant purposely put not 1, but 2 destructive devices there in an effort to hurt the innocent people inside. Thank goodness for that member of the Hard Rock staff who noticed these devices and was able to notify authorities to ensure everyone's safety. We appreciate their quick thinking and their actions. The State Attorney's Office will be filing 2 charges of making, possessing, throwing, placing, projecting, or discharging a destructive device with the intent to cause harm. Each of those, 2 of the same charge, are second-degree felonies punishable by up to 15 years in the Florida State Prison. So this defendant is facing up to 30 years in the Florida State Prison. We don't know why he would intentionally try to harm people inside the Hard Rock Casino, but I can assure you that this individual will be held accountable. And I want to thank all of our agencies here for their hard work to get this individual off the street and behind bars. And now I'd like to turn it over to our sheriff, Sheriff Chad Chronister.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Commissioner Glass, my thank yous and expression of gratitude have to start with you. Commissioner Glass is such a strong on order. We are so grateful that we have a resource like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement being an incredible resource to help keep every Floridian safe. Here in the Tampa Bay region, we have Special Agent in Charge Mark Brutnell and his team. And we share such a phenomenal partnership, a partnership that you see with this case that has manifested itself. This is a textbook case, if you look behind me, of all the leaders of the agencies represented here today. When you pull these resources together, you see what the true meaning of team, when you have these skillful individuals that have a passion for serving the community, that share a common goal of making sure the person that's responsible for this crime is being held accountable and what they can accomplish when you give them the tools, the training, the resources, and the partnerships that we share. So I just want to highlight the importance and benefits of the collaborative efforts and partnerships that we share. And as a result, we're able to talk about such a phenomenal case. Now this case will go to Madam State Attorney Susie Lopez. There's no doubt in any of our minds that with her at the helm, this person will never have the ability to be even be considered to have the potential to ever harm another human being. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. Well, that will take a few questions.
Sir, if you can, first of all, the size and scope of these devices, could these have taken this building?
I don't have the answer to that. I do know that they were unique, and there was 2 of them, and they were strategically placed within the.
Do you know what it's sold for?
We don't. We have some theories, but I don't want to opine on that. We did 2 search warrants yesterday, and we recovered a lot of digital evidence, which we're going to start going through, and maybe we'll have some information in that. But right now, we don't have any.
The person who found these, was he or she working in the bathroom and found them concealed in potentially a garbage can, something to that effect?
They were an employee of the casino doing their job, and they did the right thing, and they alerted someone of the security staff to say, hey, I just found something, and it just started from there.
Had any threats, messages been made to the casino prior?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
How would you describe the devices themselves? Are they crude? Are they kind of whipped together, or is this something that's a very complex device?
I don't want to really get into that because that's kind of the crux of some other stuff we're working right now. I'd prefer just to skip that, if you don't mind.
Does he have training in firearms?
Again, we're still very fresh with this, but
Professionally, I mean, did he have knowledge? I mean, did he look this stuff online, or was he a police officer, military type thing?
he was not former military. However, we do have a lot of digital evidence. Like I said, we're still trying to go through. We just got our hands on it yesterday.
Did he frequent the Hard Rock Casino?
Yes.
But he was a known patron there.
Yes.
How frequently was he there? Had he gambled there? And how, much prior to this had he been inside that casino?
He was there a lot. The Seminole Police Department knew him very well. He was a frequent player.
Had he ever gotten in trouble there before?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
I do want to just say one more thing, though, and please understand, the Seminole Police Department and Hard Rock, they did exactly what they're supposed to do. It's a great place to go to, and without them. So from the time of detection to the time of referral, Hillsborough SO coming up and responding and paying attention to that, and then all the way down, going down to the prosecution phase, FBI being on scene too. I just want to say again, this is right here is what you're seeing is a collaboration of criminal justice professionals who check their ego at the door. Tampa Bay is truly, truly represented with the best criminal justice entities around that I've ever seen. So I just want to commend Sheriff, Susie, Mark, team, Chief, with your team, and the agents and forensics analysts here. You guys are doing well here, and I just want to say thank you for you guys coming out and taking time with us. So with that, if there's not another question.
How did he conceal the devices on the way in?
Well, there, like you heard from Mark Brunel, this is still an active investigation, and that we're still going through leads on other stuff. But the thing is, this is active, so you will have more of this information as we go through the process, but as soon as it goes through the state attorney's office. I do not. I do not, sir. So, thank you guys. Appreciate it.